Good day, friends. Snoot City here for another flight. We're in the borrowed Dakota Piper because our Cessna ran into some issues. Our personal Cessna is, of course, in Iowa City, so we're going to be taking the borrowed Piper out. It's in good shape. We're ready to get on in. We're going to climb on past our co-pilot here. Howdy, she's from the Iowa City Municipal Airport as well, making sure we don't do anything too crazy with her airplane. So, let's get it up and going. Just because the night's approaching. Well, it's not here yet, is it? We are going to prepare for a rather dangerous flight. We probably shouldn't be undertaking flights like these in a borrowed craft, but hey, they won't ever know. We're going to go ahead and activate the hostess. Wonderful, okay. Let's turn on our lights first and foremost. Give it a little bit of throttle. We're going to go ahead and give it some mixture. Alright, let's change the camera view here. There we go. Master avionics switch is a little bit difficult to reach. Of course, we don't have a flight plan set, so let's go ahead and set one. Today our flight will take us from Warshington Municipal. Let's add that to our flight plan as our departure. We're likely going to be taking off from runway 18, it realized. You can tell runway 18 because of that windsock over there. And we're going to be going to Muscatine. Let's locate it on the map. First, let's locate Iowa City. Iowa City is K-I-O-W, so I'm assuming K-N-U-T. Let's take a quick look. This should be... What are we looking at here? K-M-U-T. That is airport. Wonderful. K Muscatine. Let's go ahead and set our destination. We're going to be flying on over to Muscatine. Shout out to a good friend who lives in Muscatine and a rapt viewer, the King. King Entertainment. That's the King with a C. Shouts to the King. Well, we're going to be flying on over to Muscatine today. Add that to the flight plan as our arrival. We're going to be flying on over from Warshington to Muscatine. And then we're going to lay on over from Muscatine to Oskaloosa, the legendary Muskie-to-Oski connection. But first we got to get to one of the two. So there's a snowstorm approaching quite rapidly to our west. It's already at Des Moines. We have it on radar here in real life. I'm not sure how far ahead or behind Microsoft Flight Sim is, but we do have live weather on. And right now, the storm is just approaching. Well, the storm is. It's already hitting Oskaloosa. That's what the radar says. So, by the time we hit Muskie, we're in for a rough flight westward. But let's take things one step at a time here, huh? We'll visualize the situation. We got some airliners here, it looks like. take a quick glance around. Do we have any other players? Looks like not. Lonely day in the skies. That's okay. Switch back from co-pilot to pilot. Oh, geez. There we are, there we are. Nothing to worry about, okay. Well, I think it's time to get the plane booted up. I suppose we could get the ATIS first. Let's contact ATC and see what is up. Learn the weather before we boot up the plane.
Kilo Alpha Whiskey Golf Automated Weather Observation. 2300 Zulu. Wind 181 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Few clouds at 13,100. Temperature -2 C. Dew point -1 tree C.
So it
Altimeter
is below
2975.
freezing. We will have to worry about
Kilo Alpha
ice.
Whiskey Golf Automated Weather Observation.
Always worry about ice. 2975, 2975. Change the altimeter so we don't crash into the ground. Of course, you can tell when your altimeter is off. You should know ground level at your local airport. Warshington, Iowa is at about 750, so we just assume 800. Better to assume heavy than low. With that, we'll close our comms. It is time to get the plane booted up. Fuel pump is off. Mixture set to full. The plane has been running. I don't think we need to prime it. Just get the yoke out of the way. Oh, before we do anything, we do need to select a fuel selector. You know what, while we're down here, let's give ourselves that 1 degree of trim just so we're ready on takeoff, just so we don't forget it. It's good to have in these light planes about 1 degree of trim on takeoff. We're actually even going to go with 10 degree of flaps, and since they're manual flaps, they shouldn't be contingent upon having power. Alright, clear prop. My brother, please get out of the way, good sir. Clear prop. So, we must have missed something. Let's take a look. What's the problem? What is our throttle at? Good throttle. Well, the surefire way to find why we couldn't boot is to run through the checklist. Before starting engine, the prop RPM lever must be fully pushed. Carb heat must be off. Oh, master avionics must be off. Fuel pump must be on. Mixture must be rich. Open the throttle to about 1/4. Ignition must be on start. Oil press. Temp. It's because we didn't have the fuel pump. And master avionics must be off. When the engine is on, we can then turn avionics on. So let's switch on over to where we can see avionics. Here we go. Switch on the fuel pump. It is now on. Let's see. Oh, goodness gracious me.
Kilo Alpha Whiskey Golf traffic, Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er, taking off runway 18, south departure, Kilo Alpha Whiskey Golf.
I am not taking off, that's for sure. Hold on now. Turn off the fuel pump first off. Reset our view. Our prop has been cut. Alright, let's see what we can do. Hopefully we did not flood it. Give ourselves full prop. Full mixture. Mixture rich, throttle open by about a fourth. Let's manually push it a little heavier than we had it. Fuel pump on. I know that we do not have the engine cover on. I've made that mistake before. How's our fuel looking? Now we have no avionics. Oh, the alternator and the battery have been cut. Yeah, so we should have enough fuel. $25%, that's 1/4 throttle. What are we missing here? Fuel pump off. Prime it 3 times. Fuel pump on. 1, 2, 3. Start that bitch up. Fuel pump off. Let's see. I might need to auto start her up. Let's do one quick check outside to be sure that we aren't just feeding into... Excuse me, madam. I'm gonna climb right over you. If the fuel cover is on, well, I'll just have to eat my socks. How is the state of the craft on the outside? Looks good. Prop. Clear. Fuel cover is off. Do we have the pitot cover off? Yes, we do. This is really delaying the flight. We really need to get this on the road so that we don't get caught in a snowstorm. What is going on? Take a look at the checklist. Okay, let's assume we did that. Parking brake is engaged. Prop fully set. Mixture at full range. Select the fuel selector. Oh, you know we got that carb heat off, right? I mean, I'm supposing we do. Okay. Okay. Master on. Put the fuel pump on. texture must be rich. Let's open it a little more. Fuck it. Here we go. One last shot. Hey! Let's go. It's what happens when you don't follow the checklist. That's why I'm a bad pilot. Anyways, start boarding the passengers, okay? Alright. You can see the planes all running from the storm like scared birds. These guys, the brave ones, they don't last too long. Well, did we get the ATIS? I'm sure we did, right? The short-term memory is starting to fail me. What are the winds? Wow, look at that. Winds coming out of 181 at 10. And we want to take off into the winds. You can see it from the windsock. Runway 18 has been selected. Let's select our runway. We are going to taxi.
Kilo Alpha Whiskey Golf traffic. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er is taxiing to runway 18. Kilo Alpha Whiskey Golf.
What is our departure going to look like? A western departure. 9. We already announced our taxi. We're going. Alright, let's put the yoke back just so we have visual on what's going on. Adjust our headset. The temperature is, in American burger units, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. That is slightly below freezing. Getting nice and comfortable before I take off. Alright. Let's, well, we'd have these people clear on off because we do not need the pushback. Pardon me, good sir. Please watch yourself. We're gonna reel back our throttle just so we don't go taking off like a madman. Reset the camera. What are we missing? Anti-collision lights aren't on. Why aren't they on? We definitely need those on. Okay, we'll worry about... Pardon me. Oh, co-pilot. Thank you. Alright, things are looking good. We're ready to go. We're ready to start our taxi. Our path is set, and though it's a new town, I'm excited for a new adventure. The storms are currently approaching. Well, let's refresh our radar, shall we? That's first and most important. Do ba do ba da do 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 do. They really haven't gained too much ground. They are at Sigourney and Fairfield, so give or take about 45 minutes to our west. By the time we hit Muscy, they will have hit Warshington. Storms to our west. Let's see if we can locate them with our eyes. I'm sure we can see them. They're over there. We're going to be going east. Understood. Well, we have permission to taxi. Let's remove our parking brake and begin our taxiing. Taxi. Pardon. Grand. So we don't want to be taking these turns at any greater than about 5 knots. We have permission for runway 18, so whoops. Exit cursor mode. We've all been there, right? Wrong taxiway. That's okay. There's no tower here. There's no ATC to make fun of me. It's just him. No survivors. We're kidding. That was a joke. Snoot City Airline does not condone any violence. We support all the hard-working airfield operators. So we're really got a throttle going here. Let's reel it back. We don't need to be flying so fast here. We don't need to engage with this hold short point because we are in fact clear for runway 18. Unfortunately, here we are. Alright, let's make sure everything's good to go. We're going to take off and immediately hook to our east. Grand. Our engine is feeling strong. Let's go ahead and get some degree of lights right before we take off, because the darkness is going to come. It's going to come fast. Do we need the red light? Well, we don't need a cabin light. Yeah, you know what I think we do? It makes me feel cool, like a jet fighter pilot. Check both ways, just to be sure. We have 10 degrees of trim. Our flaps are set. Reset our view. Let's get permission.
Kilo Alpha Whiskey Golf traffic. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er, taking off runway 18. Departure to the south, Kilo Alpha Whiskey Golf.
A southern departure for a southern gentleman. Alright everybody, fasten your seatbelts. Thanks for flying Snoot Airlines. Here we go. Rotation speed in this craft, I believe, is 55, if not slightly above. Let's go ahead and get up to full speed here. 65 knots is definitely rotation, so let's go ahead and achieve positive rate. We have enough speed that we don't really need to worry about ground effect here. We don't want to climb above 20 degrees. We're going to go ahead and maintain a southern departure. We're going to climb to about between 2,000 and 2,200 feet. Let's raise our flaps first and foremost. Let's adjust our trim. And as we approach 2,000 feet, we can finally begin to level off of our throttles. Put the manifold pressure slightly under 20, and we're gonna, well, first off, we're gonna drop some trim. We're also going to remove a little bit of this propeller power. above 2,200 is not so good. It's not so bad, but it's not that great. We're trying to level off and chill. Take a quick glance at the EFB. It is time to begin our eastward departure, so let's begin a 10-degree embankment to the left. Keep our nose tilted. We need a little more power. We can hear the engine bogging down, so give ourselves some props. Point Hoodoom. Let's align with it, and we are ready on heading. Drop the trim. Drop a little bit more manifold pressure. Raise it a little bit. We do want to stay within optimum speed here. Drop some trim. We're sort of porpoising. We're ballooning a little bit. Alright. Relative nice level flight. We do need to drop them in altitude. Continue to drop trim and drop altitude until we can sit about 2,200. Oh my goodness gracious. The door was open. What a tragedy. There we go. We don't have to worry about it. I thought it was a little breezy. I hope you guys are alright back there. Well, now that the door is closed and we have achieved level flight, we're going to start serving condiments. No, I don't mean concessions. I mean condiments. If anybody would like little packets of mustard or ketchup, just we could pass them on back there. For an extra charge, we do have a couple-month-old Wendy's Bronco Berry sauces in one of my pockets. There we are, 2,200 feet. Wheel back on the yoke here, huh? Let's see if we can level this baby out. We're not trying to gain now. We're not trying to gain or lose altitude. Let's get a flight following. I know we don't have one.
Approach. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9ers Type PA 28-236 PA 28. 6 miles east of Kilo Alpha Whiskey Golf, 2200. Request flight following.
Let's adjust our heading slightly to the north.
Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er. Approach. Squawk 4136.
4136. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er.
Squawk 4136. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er.
Go ahead and adjust our squawk.
Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er. Radar contact 8 miles east of Kilo Alpha Whiskey Golf, 2200. Altimeter 2975.
2975. Roger. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er.
Roger. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er.
There we go. Drop one single point of trim. Let's see, that's going to make us lose a little bit, so let's bring it back. We're going to maintain this heading. We're actually going to drift a bit to the north. We can already see our beacon there in the distance. Glance around. Hey, we do have another player out there, way out in the distance. Let's take a look. Who are we looking at? Franco Eyes. Amazing. He may be just a bit too far away. He's in an FA-18 Super Hornet. 70 miles that way. Flying at about 3,000 feet, give or take. Wow. Let's focus back on our craft. What are we flying at? It feels like we're gaining altitude. Let's adjust that problem. Let's adapt. Adapt to these changes as they're affecting us in real time. We need to evolve. $2,200. There we go. That's where I want to sit. That's my seat. I paid for it. Snoot Airlines does use assigned seating. I'm the pilot, so I always have to sit in the pilot's seat. Aside from that, most of the seats, including the co-pilots, are all open, so first come, first serve, I suppose. That's our motto at Snoot Airlines. 2,300 is too high. Drop 1 point of trim and immediately start dropping by hundreds of feet per second. Night is falling. We're going to turn off our landing lights. We're passing a glorious river here. Wonderful. I'm not sure which river it is, but it certainly is a very mighty river. Iowa, the land of rivers. Let's go. Drop 1 more point of trim, because we're starting to gain an uncomfortable amount of altitude. This is a fantastic flight so far. Of course, you have to appreciate the good to appreciate the bad and vice versa. So, this leg, fitting that it's a nice, comfortable leg of the journey. Not really looking forward to the return flight. Of course I am, because it's always fun to challenge yourself, right? But I don't know why I'm telling the passengers this. Of course, we need to start adjusting our trim, because we're losing altitude. We don't want to go below 2,000. We don't want to go above 2,200. Let's pull back on the yoke a little bit here. Fun bit of architecture down there. We are approaching the greater metropolitan area of Muscatine. Let's go ahead and get them on the horn. Muscy Municipal. Of course, we're going to drop this menu and add 1 tick of trim. Let's not go below 2,000 feet, if at all possible. Sit our manifold pressure nice and easy at 20 RPMs. Comfy. Let's bring up ATC once more. Add 1 more tick of trim. There we go. Let's go ahead and get the ATIS just so we know what it's like when we're going to be landing.
Kilo Mike Uniform Tango Automated Weather Observation. 2300 Zulu.
2979.
181 at Niner. Visibility 10. Sky condition.
The wind is still out of 1A1. Fortunate. That means if we land, we're going to want to land the opposite of 1A. With tailwind, we're going to want to land zoop about tree or tree 2. We do need to adjust our altimeter 2979. And we're actually going to do a flyby of the city before returning here to the airport. We're gonna slow down just a bit. 1, 2, 3, we are overflying.
Kilo Mike Uniform Tango traffic. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er. 3 miles southwest. Overflying the airport from southwest to northeast at 2200. Kilo Mike Uniform Tango.
We will be back to select runway later. Let's go ahead and, in fact, see what the runway situation is looking like. Oh, that's not even our destination. That's just a random airfield. Well, now we know to circle north. What is the situation here? Oh, no way. That is definitely the airfield. Runway 24 is where they have us scheduled for. What's the other option? They have a runway 30, and it's looking mighty appetizing. Runway 30, it's looking mighty fine. Runway 30, I'm gonna use it every time. There it is. It is that runway that is all nice and lit up. We're gonna be using it on our return. Let's go ahead and do some flight seeing of the city. We're going to slow down just ever so slightly. I don't know why I'm unmuting. Let's reset our vision here. Flaps are up. Pull back ever so slightly as we push up on some trim. Now we don't want to go so slow that we fall out of the sky. But we're not really in that much of a hurry. Pull back in the yoke. We're not trying to lose this altitude. Don't want to go too high. Let's go about half propellers. Tip that trim up and let the plane do it at once. Let's take a look at the city. We're going to do a flyby of the river here. Here is the beautiful Muscatine waterfront. Just doing a quick little peeky here. So peeky. Alright, you can see the runway out the left. Just do a little bit of an embankment. And here is the greater metropolis. It is a rather large and sprawling city, as we can see. Coming on up to the downtown, or at least the main strip. Here we are. We're going to do a flyover here. So a quick little peek on out. Let's open our window up. Stick our hand out. Whoa. How cool is that, man? Look at that. Right on down Main Street. Just glance to the left so we don't get out of control with our altitude here. Sit at about 2,300. Dip our wing, tip it down. Hey, look at that. It's all lit up with these blue lights. There we go. That's a good shot. Look at that. You can really get a good view of that. Muscatine. Shoutouts to the king. Bless up. Let's go ahead and get things back under control here in the cockpit. Gotta pay homage. And we can see the weather is looking a bit inclement as we return. So we're gonna go ahead and get in contact with Muscy International. There they are. Contact them. Let's select our runway. It's gonna be runway 30. It's just gonna be a full stop. We're gonna pick up passengers and drop them off. Let's announce our position.
Kilo Mike Uniform Tango traffic. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er, 8 miles northeast, 2300. Inbound to land runway 30, Kilo Mike Uniform Tango.
So we are free to set up our own approach, as it would appear that this airport is currently closed. Doesn't matter, we don't need runways to be open. On landing, it is important to increase propellers to full, increase mixtures to full. Once we get on final, we also need to fuel pump on. Trim down, because we definitely do not need to gain altitude. We need to maintain or even lose some. We're sitting at 2,400 right now. Drop one tick of trim, see what it does for us. Look out our left. One last glance at the beautiful city. Muscatine, Muscy, Iowa. Setting us up for our first wing of Musky to Musky. They want us set for runway 24, but we're not using runway 24. Coming in on runway 30. So we're actually set up because we do need to be approaching it at heading 30. Heading 30 is going to be this way. Let's go ahead and adjust so we can approach from the left. Make things a little simpler. No need to hook all the way around when we can just... Where are we in position? How are we going to get into this traffic? We need to land into Trio, so we're gonna go here, hook off into base, and approach on final. Slow tings down, drop altitude. Not too fast though. Let's keep it below 10. Adjust heading. 10-degree turn. Let's go. We want to set up our base approach.
Kilo Mike Uniform Tango traffic. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er is on base runway 30, Kilo Mike Uniform Tango.
Now we are on base. Relatively. If anything, we're actually going to go a little downwind. Just to drop some. Oh, we don't want to drop below 10. There we go. Let's get back on base. They know we're approaching. First off, turn on them landing lights, okay? That's just how we roll. Second off, Drop some speed. We don't need to go idle. We just need to trim up a lot. Right before idle. We need to fuel pump on. There we go. Almost level for final. We can slow our speed by nosing up, which will give us flap territory. Good, we are on a nice base approach. 1 degree of flaps. Fuel pump is on. Everybody, fasten your seatbelts. We are coming in for a landing. Anti-ice is off. Give ourselves a little bit of throttle here. Give ourselves a 2nd degree of flaps. Yep, that's 2 degrees of flaps. We're still on base. Now we are ready to turn in. 10 degree turn. Pull back on the throttle. Oh, we weren't quite ready. We can slow down our approach. Time to radio in and announce we are on final.
Kilo Mike Uniform Tango traffic. Smooth Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er is on final. Runway Tree 0. To land. Kilo Mike Uniform Tango.
The lights say we're coming in a little hot. Nose up. More flops. Cut the throttle. This is our angle of approach right here. We just need to adjust. Trim up. Throttle down. Lean on over, see what we're dealing with. Pull back, pull back. The lights say we're hot. Here we go. Let's bleed off some speed because we are going fast. Waddle to the left. Waddle to the right. Nose up. Flare it out nice. Touchdown. Hit them brakes. There we go. Latch contact. Whip them on up. Ground control. Okay. We're going to announce our taxi to the parkway. How are we
Kilo
going to
Mike
get
Uniform
there?
Tango traffic. Smooth Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er is taxiing to parking. Kilo Mike Uniform Tango.
Probably going to have to take the next way down. I should have landed the other way. Now I know. We selected runway tree O. But what we should have landed was runway 12. Oh, our turn's coming up here. We're going to want to slow things down. Next turn on the right, that's us. Get back to the yellow line. Reset our view here. Looking good. Oh, wabble them brakes. Let's go. We're just gonna follow this line. We could actually go to point 3D, triple D's if we continue straight. Very tempting. I almost wonder what is at that point. We could do a quick little detour to point 3D and then we'll drop the friends off. What is down here? I don't think they want us down here. This appears to be a walkway. Take a quick little peek on over. We're just detouring real quick. Up, here it is. Point 3D. I'm sure they're not happy about us being here, but that's okay. Certified explorers. Go where they want. Wow, look at that. What a beautiful array of lights. The little road right here. And there's our return route. Let's get back on the taxiway. And then we're gonna hawk to the right. We're gonna hawk to the right. We're just gonna stream on direct, straight to the right. Give ourselves a little bit of gas here, and then apply little brakes. Here we go, here we go. Back on the yellow line. Do a quick peek to the left and a quick peek to the right. Looks good. One more to the right. It is getting inclement. But no matter, you can see the flashing yellow lights. They are expecting us. I'm sure they weren't expecting our 3D detour. We are now approaching Muscatine Airport, unloading. Let's slow things down. We never did announce clear runway, did we? We are clear runway.
Kilo Mike Uniform Tango traffic. Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9ers clear the runway. Kilo Mike Uniform Tango.
Got the propellers. Hello, gents. Let's see how long we can coast this bad boy. They're waving us in. We're trying. This is all we got. Sorry, y'all gonna have to come to us. So, let's begin the deboarding, debriefing process.
Kilo Mike Uniform Tango traffic.
Oh, God.
Snoot Sierra Alpha Lima 9er Tree 9er. Taking off runway
We're
Tree
not
0.
taking off.
Departure to the east. Kilo Mike Uniform Tango.
False call. False call. Propeller is cut. Engines, we're actually gonna switch over to the right engine for our next leg of the flight. Whoops. Magneto's off. First and foremost, definitely gotta put that parking brake on. We'll drop the flaps to just 10 degrees. That's all we need. The trim, we gotta fix that. We are way trimmed up. Fantastic. And yeah, we're going to do a short detour. We're going to do the boarding process, keep our lights on. And we're just going to keep the turn that fuel pump off. We don't need that. We're going to keep the plane idling here. Yeah, fantastic. Anybody who has a stop in Muscatine, feel free to get off. We're just going to go ahead and... Actually, I think I will. I think I will end the episode here, and then we'll just pop back here in about... What time is it now? The time now is 6:03 p.m. We're going to begin boarding for the next flight within the hour at 7 p.m. So it's 6:03 now. In 55 minutes, we will begin boarding at 7 p.m. Our flight will be scheduled for 7:15. I want to get on the road pretty fast. So, yeah, this has been Washington to Musky. Join us again in the next hour. Get your snacks, get your meals in. We're going to be going Musky to Oski. Alright, see y'all soon.